Thank you for tuning in to the ObaikaRacing Network. My name is Keaston France, and today we are joined by the car chief for the number 97 Vroom Chevrolet, Kevin Rebolledo. We definitely appreciate you for coming in and speaking with us.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So as a rookie myself in the sport, I have to admit that I am an admirer of you. You have an ample amount of knowledge in the game, in motorsports, and, I have to ask the cliche question. What gave you the drive or the knack to want to pursue a career in motorsports?
Yeah. When I was my whole life, I've always been interested in cars, pretty much anything with a motor. And growing up, I got to the point where I was kind of building my own cars, flipping them, nothing racing related, more street cars. I started doing some work for guys around here on their cars, and came to a point when I was probably about 17 years old. I had just finished an internship at a shop down in Huntersville, and I got hooked up with a crew chief for what used to be a nationwide team here, and he asked me if I'd come in and talk to him a little bit, and I did. And I came in there, and he kind of laid things out for what they were, and he ended up hiring me there. Started as a floor sweeper,
Right.
And I guess the rest is history.
Awesome. I guess we all have to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, as a car chief, you work closely with the crew chief.
Yeah.
So for some of the fans out there who don't really know the difference, could you just give us a brief explanation, if possible, of the difference between the two?
Basically, how it works out is the crew chief is the decision maker. He chooses what direction to go with our cars, chooses what setups to do, does all our strategy stuff at the track. So my job is to make sure that all his wishes are fulfilled, that the cars are built to his liking, to something he approves of, to what he wants. So he's the decision maker in here. I'm kind of the enforcer.
Right. All right. So, this is a small team here. You have your small teams, you have your big teams for some who don't know, about racing a lot. Now, usually with a small team, you're obligated to more than just one job, opposed to maybe if you're working for Joe Gibbs or Hendricks or someone who's bigger, to where you only have one job. For you, would you rather work for a small team and wear many hats, or would you rather, work for a bigger team, have one job, or, what's your preference when it comes to working with a race team in that avenue?
Well, I think it comes down to kind of for what, everybody personally has what they look for out of racing. And what I look for is to accomplish something, and the all-around guy has kind of started to become a lost art as, these big teams, they go towards guys that are specialized in everything. I've always enjoyed being the all-around guy. So, like I said, here I have an opportunity to be a part of a lot of the stages, building the car, and a lot of different situations. I personally enjoy that.
Awesome. Okay, Kevin, well, we definitely thank you again for coming in and speaking with us. We have some work to do today as we prepare for Daytona. So before we leave, could you just give us a synopsis of how you all's strategy going into a big track like Daytona?
Well, big tracks like your super speedways are a little tougher for teams like us to compete when it comes to qualifying. When it comes to the race, as long as you got a car that's got some power to it and a body that'll draft for you, it's pretty much anybody's race. So our plan is to try to build a car that can qualify, as well as we possibly can. And then once the race starts, anything goes, basically.
Cool. Awesome. Well, guys, we thank you for tuning in as always. And until next time, be blessed.